All right. So we got our interview of the evening popping. Okay, and I got myself a nice little intro popping over here. So our guest in the building has a lot of accolades to his name. You know what I'm saying? From tours with man like Joey Badass. You know what I'm saying? Working with
Wikipedia.
I'm on Savapedia. But they do need to update your Wikipedia though, definitely.
So you're not? You're not?
No, but
okay.
I've seen your Wikipedia.
Okay.
They need to do some
like,
updates.
For some reason, I just thought you're like reading the Wikipedia.
No. I'm reading my bars over here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So tours, working with the Woo. You know what I'm saying? And like, or members of the Woo. Shout out Raekwon. Shout out Raekwon. You know what I mean? Right. Self-produced. You know what I'm saying? And there's way more things that I can say about this guy right here. All right? But with no further ado, we have Raz Fresco in the motherfucking building.
Black in a zombie wet and got no brain. Go in my mouth, go. While you outside, go in the house.
You know what I'm saying? And
Baker's Club.
So
see, I got my man 6 letter with
me. Yes.
He just dropped a fire product to a bathing ape in a hot box.
Yes. Big up 6 letter, yo.
Slub.com.
Yo,
yes.
Dope.
Peace, God. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, how does it feel to be known as a young legend in the game?
Hey, man, I don't know, man, People say what they want to say, right? I'm still trying to do my thing, right? Like, it is what it is, man. It's a humbling thing at that. Anything other than that, what else could I say, right? Like, that's what's up. It's great that someone would want to say that. Hey. Gotta just put out more work. I feel like, I got so much more to do that it's like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Wait till you see some more shit then.
Yeah. And you have a lot under your belt as well. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing...
1-2.
Yeah.
You do have a lot of views under your belt.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back to the beginning. When did you start writing raps?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Do you remember your first rap?
I remember early raps. I don't remember my first raps. I had raps since like grade 1. I'm saying grade 2. I don't know if it, you know what I mean? So I just always been rapping. I don't remember. I don't have that many memories. Like
what's the first track you released? Video
that
wise.
I released.
Yeah,
video wise.
Like YouTube. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm dropping this on their head tops.
Yeah.
Yo, right before the finish line.
Before the finish line. I'm so close to getting mine. But every time I'm about to win, it's like
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was right before the finish line.
Facts. I remember you did that drop.
I did that like a month before I dropped the Lay and Low track. You know what I'm saying? That when I did the Lay and Low track, I sent that shit to World Star.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then they posted it up. This is back when
getting hot and the motherfucker niggas know what's up. I'm laying low, making dough, PlayStation, no, but I'm playing hoes, cause they love it.
World Star was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's the website shit. Wow.
Yeah. So I shot the video, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brampton. This nigga Lanes actually shot the video.
Really?
This is when Lanes was out in Brampton. He shot the video.
That's a Toronto hip hop fact right there.
Wow. Yo.
So whatever, just some history shit, whatever. We know,
And even speaking of Brampton, right? Tell me what it was like growing up in Brampton. Like, what's life like that? Because Brampton's a popular fucking place, eh? It's over the years, especially, people are always talking Brampton this, Brampton that, Brampton this. But for a man from Brampton, tell me what it was like growing up for you in Brampton.
I mean, shit, like, fuck, really? I lived in Brampton since, like, basically, what you call it, like, middle school. So from grade 6 and onwards, right?
Okay.
Before that, I was in Mississauga, and then before that, we were in the senior shit. So from grade 6 and onwards, like, middle school and shit, I mean, shit, I just, for the most part, I was just, doing what I was doing. From them times, I was already rapping, right? So I was like just doing my rap thing, going to school and shit, making beats and, trying to, for the most part, I tried to, like during middle school and shit coming up, tried to stay out as much trouble as I could, and just trying to do music and shit, you feel me? Because basically, from grade 9, basically when I got to high school and shit, 2009, that's when I dropped the Laying Low shit, and then that was like in March of that year, and then DJ Holiday and them had reached out to me. So in that summer, I went to Atlanta, You know what I'm saying? And I'm building with them, and I'm just doing a lot of music shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times, like, I'll be going downtown, and you know what I mean, coming back and shit a lot, and like throughout high school, cause right around 2009, the same time I dropped that record.
Okay.
You know, that's the same time like Six had to holler at me too, reached out to me or whatever, and like biggest club was Foreman and stuff. You know, so. I used to go downtown, and once I linked up with Six, I ended up just always being downtown. Like,
it was like every other day.
Yeah, I ended up living that. Like, you know, like it's like I was always there. Like, you know, all through high school, I was always downtown and back and forth. You know, and like to the point where a lot of people, like, as I'm putting out music and stuff and doing and putting shit out, there's mad people who would be like, "Yo, I thought you lived downtown," because they always see me downtown with Six and shit or whatever. You know, just whatever. And, doing music shit, so fuck. They're going to school back and forth and shit, you know.
Spray bottle, water.
Yeah, you got the.
If you want to spray the blunt, like, you know, give it a little
Can
life.
I see that?
It's just water.
What's with the bottle though?
Oh, it's just water in a spray bottle. That's all it was.
I thought it was like some weed related, like
just the water.
like you spray it with some extra like water, THC water or some shit like.
Yeah. It's for smokers, yo.
It's just easier, just little water. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
But yo, basically what I'm trying to say is, aside from like going to school and going back and forth and shit, whatever, like I, like, my experience with living in Brampton didn't really like start until I was like really like getting on the road, and you know what I mean, and started, you know what I mean, being up in different places and doing my thing, and you know what I mean, this and the third, and from there, that's my, you know what I mean, and you know, just being on the road, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah. What's one distinct thing that separates Brampton from the rest of like the different places in Toronto and different things in the GTA?
I don't know if I can say anything off top just like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
To keep it a buck, I don't know.
No, because like I know with downtown, our thing is, okay, this is like where all the like the yuppies or the hipsters and all that stuff is, right?
Now.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yo, okay, boom. I get in a sense, to a degree. I mean, on a musical level, there's a lot of dope producers, and I find, you know, a lot of dope producers and things like that come out of areas like Mississauga, Brampton, this, that, and the third. And I feel like low key is because it's not that much. It's less shit going on in the city. Niggas have more time to be up in the crib making beats and shit. It's just that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a creative
atmosphere,
energy that comes. You know what I mean? It finds its way to the city and sauces it up.
I definitely agree with that statement.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about all the producers, and then stuff was to start to click in, you know? You do the knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So in that sense, that's a fact, you know?
Yeah.
As far as in areas like Brampton, Mississauga, and, you know?
Yeah. And like, when did you start producing? Like, started producing your own
me?
tracks?
When I started producing in the 7th grade.
Really? Wow.
So
what made you want to start producing? Like you never like rapped over anybody else's beats?
Yeah, of course. But you know, like, I remember around that time, the Cool Kids were coming out, and my brother had showed me that, and he had showed me Fruity Loops.
See, I was about to ask
you know what I'm saying?
software.
And then, yeah, around the same time, I'm doing my music thing, and I've always just been, you know, kind of network savvy and trying to link with different people, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To further the shit that I'm doing. So I remember there's this older producer guy that I was linking with at the time, and he was just showing me certain things about just music in general and shit, how shit worked. And I remember one time he was breaking down, like, you know, producers, if you're a rapper, you know, like, you know, you have to pay the producer, they get paid a certain percentage, and you know what I mean? And I'm just like, damn, like, say a word, like, you know, fuck. Like,
the schooling, basically.
might as well, like, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, you know, like, I can make beats, I'll get more I get more money and shit, you know?
Get more to pie,
I'll do it too, like, you know, and I gotta look for beats, so I just started making beats and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So software.
Kept doing it. And then
Over
I started
hardware?
using Fruity Loops in the first year, and then like the next year in the 8th grade, a man showed me Reason. And then like, because I was one of those people that hated on Reason at first, because the thing about Reason is it looks mad complicated, because it's mad buttons and knobs. Like Fruity Loops looks more user friendly, so
Okay.
like I used to hate on Reason when I was younger. What is that, a blunt? Is there grab it in it, or is it just ITAL?
Yeah, there's a little bit of my like my
Backwards
backward
grabber.
grabber.
Yeah, you said the
So
fake.
it's just
yeah,
fake grabber.
Yeah, she can say like,
Nigga, it's the
I'm
same
rolling up a
shit.
real blunt right
It's
now.
the same shit.
But
I'm
yeah.
riding with Friday on that.
Continue
bro.
what
That's
you're
the
saying.
same shit, bro.
Want to continue what you're saying?
What could I just talk about?
about logic, Reason.
Using Reason
Yeah,
instead of
I
Logic.
hate on
versus,
Reason because it looks so
Fruity
confusing
Loops.
and stuff. But then a man showed me like 3 things. He's like, yo, this is like this, and this is like this, and this is like this, and after that, I just been using reason ever since. Yeah, I took one pull of that. I don't even want to pull it. You want to pull? No, I'm good.
Hey.
You know, weed is a social thing. You smoke around people and stuff, this and that and the third. But it's like me, I'm the type of person where I just have my personal preference. I like to smoke, and I like it to make me feel a particular way. And if it doesn't make me feel that type of way, I don't really want to smoke like that. Like, you know, like
there's nothing wrong with that.
It is what it is, you know. But yo, the deeper underlying thing about that in life is like in life sometimes you have to understand your own principles, and you have to stand on your own principles. And sometimes in a social setting, you can be put in situations where someone might ask you to go against one of your principles or this, that, and the third.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's
peer
like
pressure.
You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you just gotta do things your way. You know.
But I've noticed that about you since I've been watching from the beginning. Like I said, when you were young, I know whatever that you've been on your own, doing your own style, your own thing, not following the crowd. Like you live by your own set of laws. I would say, like the way you do your music, who you work with, like, and people, like I say, you associate with. Yeah. So the stuff I say, that I understand where you're coming from when you say going against your morals and your principles. Yeah. So that's good that you live by that.
Even like
yeah. That's something like my pops always told me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, back in. He's like, yo, man, as a man, you know, you have to stand on certain principles. You know what I'm saying? And those principles, that's what you stand on. And when you meet and come across certain individuals that make you want to act other than their principles, then that's an easy way to detect that they don't respect you, because anybody that you're dealing with that truly has respect for you or whatever is going to understand certain principles. So if you know I move this way and someone's trying to be like, yo, do this. After a while, you have to come to the understanding that, yo, if this person respected me to the level that's ideal in a way that how things should work, they wouldn't be trying to make me move opposite towards my principles. You know what I'm saying? You find a lot of times when you're in situations and you give into that energy, you get fucked up. Fucked up shit happens. Niggas get locked up. Niggas die.
This is true. This is true.
So it's just some real shit, you know?
Yeah. And even like with you mentioning the lessons that you learned from your pops, is that where you got like the God body knowledge and like the
I mean, nah, my pop's not a 5%, you know?
Okay.
But
how did you get into
he's
that?
He's just like like OG ass thinking, yo. But
yeah, how did you get into the 5% and
I just cause my name, right, is Raz Quiz, right?
Okay.
My mom got that name in a dream. She was pregnant. Seen it?
Interesting.
So when she was pregnant, a lady came to her and said, "You're gonna have a son. His name's gonna be Rasquiz." Spelled it out. So she woke up and they spelled it out to my pops, and then he's like, "Yeah, that's gonna be the name, whatever." So then when I do the knowledge to that and break it down, like, you know, Ras comes from Ethiopia, means head, chief, king.
I don't know.
Like Rastafari.
Okay.
His name is Rastafari. His name's Tafari. Ras is a title.
Okay. Yes.
Head, chief. You know what I'm saying? So then you have quiz, like the question or whatever. This in the third. God bless you. God damn. Bless you.
Bless you. Yeah.
But yeah, and then you have quiz, which is the question, whatever. So I look at that and I break it down. It's like, you know, chief, head of questions, whatever. And then when I look at myself, I always had an inquisitive nature. You know what I mean? I just had questions about life, like why is this, why is that? Like, we going to church when I was young, I was like, why we going to church? Like, what were black people doing before this? Like, where did this come from? Like, this and the third. I had mad questions, and then coming up in school and going through school, I just realized that, like, yo, I was just slowly just reaching higher levels of awareness by taking in things around me and just being like, yo, like, I'm in this school, I'm here in Canada, I'm a young black man, like, based on the history, like, niggas was brought over here, we're slaves, this and the third, it's a European-based system, whatever, so all the shit that they're teaching me is from a particular perspective, like, this, that, and the third. I'm just taking in these things, I'm like, okay, so what are the other perspectives?
Right.
And I'm like, oh shit, black people, I know we're the first people here. We must have some perspectives on some of these things. Like, you know what I mean? And then, oh shit, I'm starting to, and then this inquisitive nature, you know what I mean? The fire for to know these things.
Yeah.
It just starts to continue to burn as I'm coming up and shit. Cause I'm just like, I want to know. It's like, you know what I mean? I just want to know. Like, that was just my type of character or whatever.
Yeah.
It took me down a particular path of going through certain things. Like, cause I was, you know what I mean, learning about myself. The further I go back about myself, I'm going into black history, you know, that type of shit, whatever. And at the same time, I'm a hip hop artist.
Yeah.
So as I'm doing hip hop, I'm also gonna do the same, have that type of process of thinking with hip hop and this and the third. And when I do the knowledge to the black history, you know what I mean, and the hip hop at the same time, And when you know about the 5%, you know, like, 5% Nation has been there at the root of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
And then I'm doing the nods to this Black History shit and whatever, and I'm coming across the gods too, and it's like I'm coming to these certain realizations within myself about myself. You know what I mean? Just about being a supreme being. You know what I mean? The real shit that, you know what I mean? That the culture that was taken from us, the type of understandings and, you know what I mean? Things that was taken from us, whatever, and then everything just started to sync and line up or whatever, and you know what I mean? And yeah, you know what I mean? There's gods out here that I was aware of, because again, there's when you start to take in certain things, because the mind is powerful. When you start to think certain things and you start to, the mind manifests your reality. So when you think certain thoughts, it's going to bring you into certain places. You're going to start to meet certain individuals. You might start to meet like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to hustle, I'm trying to do certain things, I'm going to be in certain spots. I'm going to start meeting people who are on the same wave. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, you start meeting people, whatever. So again, me having that be a particular area in my mind that I'm building on, that's attracting me to meet particular people, this, that, and the third. So I bumped into the gods and I bumped into certain people, whatever, this, that, and the third, and shit started to make sense, this, that, and the third, boom, boom, fast forward, I'm starting to take my lessons, and that, then the third.
And you did the 360 and all that.
360?
Like the lessons and the
oh, no, you're talking about the 120 lessons and you're talking about the street mathematics, all that. Yeah, I'm studying that, all that. Yeah, I have my mathematics, I'm in my 140, yeah.
Yeah. No, it gets deep.
I got my shit. You know what I'm saying? Who is the original man? Asiatic black man, maker, owner, creator of the planet Earth, father of civilization, God of the universe. I got all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because like it's something that's very interesting to me as well. Because like back in the days, like in the '90s, I used to be heavy into that shit myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to, I had my.
So what happened? No, I'm playing.
I'm still a god body. That never goes away.
I'm fucking with you.
You know what I'm saying? But like I we transition and we start to open our minds into different beliefs. There was a space and time where I was.
You see, man, a man like me, I don't like to use that word though. Because in the middle of the word belief, there's lie.
Trust me. Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? I can prove. I can just show and prove this to any man in a matter of seconds. Watch this. Do you know you're a man, or do you believe you're a man?
I know I'm a man.
What's the difference? Is there a difference?
Well, believing is like it's like a thought. Like, I believe that I can get to a certain place.
I feel you. Pause. Do you think there's a difference?
Really, I don't know.
You don't? All right. So if I say, do you know you're a man? What's your answer?
I'm a man.
Do you believe you're a man?
Of course. I know I'm a man.
Okay.
I don't need to believe. I know this.
But why did you say you don't need to believe? Because, again, there's a proverb. It says, the beginning of wisdom is calling things by the right name. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So there's a reason why there's a word for this, and there's a reason why there's a word for that.
Okay.
So there's a reason why there's a word know, and there's a reason why there's a word believe. See what I'm saying? Because they do mean different things. Because when you say, I know you're a man versus believe you're a man, any man is really the first reaction I get from 99.9% of every man I ask is going to be like, yo, I know I'm a man. I don't believe I'm a man. I'm going to be like, okay, because when you deal with the word belief, it means there's a shadow of a doubt. It means you're not sure. When I say I know I'm a man, it's sure because know is knowledge, it's fact.
Yeah.
When I say I believe, it means I'm not sure. There's a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. What's the weather outside? I know it's sunny. Mm-hmm. What's the weather outside? I believe it's sunny. Whose information are you going to go on?
Yeah.
So that's just a way of thinking. Knowledge versus belief. Now, see, me as 5%, I expand that and I deal with all things in life like that. So it's easy to understand that concept when I relate it to something like you, yourself.
Right.
Because you live in your body, that's you yourself. But when I relate it to other things now, like higher things, like these concepts, like God, things like that, this and the third, I like to deal with knowledge and the facts and the information, what I can know and understand, and not belief. Because on a real level, belief, that's how our people were put into certain positions, slaves, this and the third, you know what I'm saying? You fool a man with belief. You got to deal with knowledge.
No, facts. And
that's a nice line right there. You fool a man with belief.
You got to deal with knowledge.
Bars.
It's just real shit, you know what I'm
saying? No one's doubting what you're saying.
Notes right there, that's
But we always, he's like, right now when I say that, he's going to take that. That's probably going to be the title.
That's going to be the title of the episode right there.
What?
Because
you just said the belief.
Artists always give us a jewel. You know what I mean? When we're explaining a certain question, there's always a jewel in there, and not just to summarize it to a one-liner, but there was always that line that was like, you know what? That's the one right there.
That stands out.
That's the one right there.
Really we still going,
probably
right?
Gonna be a lot more of those.
That's how it starts. It could be just one, or there could be plenty, and we're like, you know what, there's this or that, or fuck it, we just mix them up.
Yeah. One thing I also want to know, even with everything that you're talking about, with the 5% knowledge and and that way of thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been intertwined into hip hop, right?
What you want to know?
It's always been intertwined into hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From back in the days. From back in the days, and even like in the 90s, it was a heavy thing. Like Nori and them used to talk about that.
Fat the nigga, Cool Herc, when the nigga was in the park doing the parties and shit. Used to be some 5% niggas that used to guard the stereos.
Yeah. That's
what I'm saying.
Now, does it make it a struggle when you see hip hop now? Because all of that stuff is kind of out the door now. As soon as like 2000 hit, when do you think that the 5% knowledge stop being preached in hip hop?
Check this out. What's the number one thing that most kids ask?
About what? About what specifically?
Nigga, they be asking about everything, right? They be like, why this? Why that? What this? What's that?
They're always questioning.
What's that? You know why? Because this is the nature of the human mind. Like, fuck all this rap shit, this whatever you want to talk about. Let's just talk facts. The nature of the human mind is the question.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The nature of the human mind is to put patterns together. That's why when you put a baby anywhere around the motherfucking planet, any people that is around is going to learn the language. Because this is what our brain does. You dig? You see what I'm saying? So, the fact that we live in a world the way that it is right now, people are always going to have these questions about, yo, what is this? What's the nature of that? What's the nature of this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And since that is going to be here, the knowledge is going to stay here. You know what I'm saying? Because man is always going to want to, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. So regardless of this hip-hop shit, this and the third, 5% Nation is here regardless, you know what I'm saying? And the knowledge is here. We're in the information age, you know what I'm saying? So,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But what happens is this. This is what you're really speaking on. What you're speaking on is this. How do I feel about the way that things is being perceived and the way that, you know what I'm saying?
Like it's changed.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's like, the people with the knowledge is not the people that control all the platforms, like the media, this and the third. So it's like, you dig, you gotta finesse your way in there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's real, it's a war we facing, you know what I'm saying? For a nigga to be trying to be, it's real, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I just gotta try to finesse and do what you gotta do to try to get in and you fit in.
Well, you've done a lot of stuff, right?
For sure,
For example, you've worked, with other god bodies like Raekwon and them.
Yo, shout out my nigga young Raz Fresco in the building. I know y'all know that nigga. That's my nigga representing the guy.
Right? How did that happen? How did that collaboration happen?
Yo, it was the time when he was doing his thing in the city with the Ice H2O thing or whatever.
I remember.
And I was just doing my thing and reached out,
Yeah. And you guys were in the studio together when you did that track them times then, right? Nah, eh?
But we was together mad times and shit. Yo, were you ever one of them times with Trinity in the office and shit?
Yeah, we was there kicking music, smoking blunts, just talking about rap.
But one day I was just chilling and shit, and then I got I think a text or an email. He's like, yo, send a beat. Because he had sent it before, say he's going to do it and shit. And then she sent a verse and shit. And I was like, oh shit. This nigga Raekwon's on the
dope.
That dude was crazy.
And you work with Boot Camp, right?
Yeah, this some shit with Buckshot.
Ruler, come here, true schooler.
Yo, I give a fuck if you fail this.
You know what I'm saying? I was working with Sean Price before he died and shit.
R.I.P. Sean Price.
Sean Price.
So how did you link up with Juha and all them men? Because I know Juha is the man behind the scenes who runs that.
Yeah. Just on a production tip, I was doing production for some artists, and he heard about my music and then hit me up, and then we was in NY, and then we linked up. We talked and stuff, and I was building with him for a minute and stuff. It was crazy, you know what I mean? We was building, and then we was kind of seeing eye to eye at that point, and then, the musical relations just followed after,
Yeah.
I did a distribution deal with them.
Okay.
And
nice.
some co-management.
Yeah, and even I was mentioning in the beginning in our intro, the tour with Joey Badass. How did that all come together? Because like there's a lot of artists that before you tell us, there's a lot of artists who are trying to get into the game. There's a lot of people who are their YouTube views is the mark that they make, and they're like, I'm done. But you're doing shows and stuff like that, and a lot of people are like, yo, how do we even get into these situations, right? So this is why it's important, like these questions. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people haven't gotten to do the things that you're doing though. So how did that happen?
The Joey Badass.
Networking and shit, you know, it all just comes together after time of networking. Like, you know, like for instance with the duck down situation, like the building that they're in was a building that other media things is in that I had been to before in New York, and knew certain people in the building and this, that, and the third, and you know what I mean. So that made it more kosher when we finally linked. You know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the third. So it's like you got to network. Like when I was 16, 17, like. I was like, yo,
right now?
I'm 23.
All right.
So when I was like them times, I was like, yo, fam, a mega bus ticket costed like $80 to go to New York. That's a quarter of weed. So for a quarter of weed, I can go to the next country. And then I had some fams out there, whatever. So I was like, okay, I can stay with them. I don't have to pay for room, whatever. Like, $40 Metro Pass, okay, I'm booming. I can go everywhere in New York now, bro. This, right, there. And I'm like, okay. So I just, you know what I mean? I went out there, and I was just linking with different people and networking. And at the same time, you know, the holiday shit, I'm working with DJ Holiday, you know what I mean? I was just, you know what I mean? I just went out there. I was like, you just gotta go out there and shit, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go out there, you know what I'm saying?
Make it happen.
No, definitely.
That's impressive.
And you put out 2 mixtapes by age 15. How the fuck do you do that, dog? Tell me about that, bro. Because guys at 15 are not thinking like, yo, I'm gonna put together one mixtape.
What about the Badass situation? Badass, how did that come? The same way networking and stuff, right?
Yeah, you know. So like you knew about my music and shit before, like, because if you can go to like one of the first articles they did on this nigga, like who is Joey Badass on Complex and shit, and then the article it says, they're asking about collaborations and shit, and it says some shit like he's like, I'm working with some people who I was following before my buzz. And he mentions my name and shit, whatever, because he knew about my shit from before.
Okay.
Like, from before, you know what I'm saying? Dope. So then, boom, boom, he's doing his thing, whatever. And at the same time, I'm doing shit with Duck Down shit. Duck Down, behind the scenes, they handle some work for cinematic, boom, boom. So I'm saying, like, the situation just came together like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you know?
So the quick question, did you get to meet Capital Steez before he passed?
Nah. Rest in peace, though.
Rest in peace, Capital Steez.
So you're 15. You want to make not 1, 2 mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like, why? How? Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I just.
You have to do the math.
5 plus 9. Hold on. 22, 2010. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, they both dropped, and I was 15. Yeah.
Okay, so what makes somebody at that age say, "Yo, I'm gonna put out a mixtape"?
Not 1, but 2.
Because I felt like it.
Yeah. And, okay.
That's the best answer, though.
No, but how did that mixtape come together? Like, what was the process? Even at that time.
Do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you produced the beats on both mixtapes?
Yeah, I produced basically the whole shit.
Not basically, nigga.
Basically not, because the second Layth stuff had freestyles
you
and
had
shit
some
on
industry
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically produced the whole thing. Then after that, I
15.
did the tape with Don Cannon and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Cannons.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Niggas wasn't even doing Cannon tapes out there like that back then. You know
Okay.
out here like that. Niggas wasn't doing Cannon tapes and shit.
Yeah.
Cannon tape after that, and then boom. You know, Kiki Pox. Yeah, man, you know, just putting out projects, you know, grinding. Got way more projects to come. Just did this 410 North project.
Okay. Tell us about that.
Shit, I just put that out July 30th, you know. Shit, man. See, that project, basically, that's my the last project I did before that, How You Survive Through Life Every Day. Hustle, I put that out last year.
Okay.
Like, was it like August, basically?
Yeah, so
basically.
No. That's before. It was like May or June.
It was like May, June, yeah. Basically, I put it out.
Okay.
And then I did the tour in Japan. I went to Japan last year and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I did
What was
like 5
that
shows
like?
and shit. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm there in Japan with the Japanese people and shit. You know, the shows are nice. You know, like
Yeah.
one or two of them was like sold out. You you know what I mean, couple hundred people venues and shit, you know. So it's like, but it was nice still. Like it was just a crazy experience. I was going to different cities in Japan.
That sounds so dope.
It was dope.
Yeah.
Like,
so what is like the rap scene like out there in China or Japan or whatever? Like are they like the rappers? Like you've obviously probably met rappers, so they're rapping in their own tongue. So did you collab with any of those artists?
Yeah, 1, 2, yeah.
So what like the translation barrier, I guess.
Nah,
really...
like so the niggas I was in the studio with, like, you know what I mean. They had like they could speak English.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, so
it was
you
a
know
good
what I mean?
vibe.
Like it was just peace, bro. Like man, it was dope, man.
Yeah, man. Who were some of your influences, man?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Hold up, before you get into that, I just want to talk a little bit more about the 410 North project. Since you asked me to speak
go for it, man.
Because the reason why I brought it up is because boom. See, before I even went to the tour in Japan and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like throughout the year, I was going through mad different shit. You know what I'm saying? Different legal shit and this, that, and the third, which is kind of like had me. Yo, that's that nigga's text alert.
Bomb. R.I.P. Nate Dogg. Yo, that was so proper. R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
I'm dead. But yeah, basically, long story short, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't even like focus on my music and shit like that because I was just caught up in so much other shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to Japan, it was like really like a crazy eye-opening experience. You know, like yo, focus back on the music, whatever. So when I came back out here, I was trying to, you know, just deal, like, you know what I mean? Just get focused on my music and shit and get less caught up with the shit that I'm dealing with. You know, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But then I ended up getting knocked in November till January. You see what I'm saying? And I was on house arrest basically till July, and then I came out in July, and then fucking dropped the tape.
Right.
And the tape basically was just so much shit I was going through the year, you know what I mean? The whole year, the year before,
year prior,
and just mad different. There's just so much shit that was going on that, like, you know what I mean? If you were following me in my career or whatever, and this and the third, you'd be like, you know what I mean? It just sums up a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? During the period, I feel like, basically from now till when I had dropped the Pablo Fresco album, with that album with Raekwon, and, you know what I'm saying? That album and shit like that. Like, I had dropped certain shit in before, like certain shit in between.
Right.
But this 410 North project that just dropped really sums up a lot of the shit that I was going through. You know what I mean? And like real life and shit like that, I feel.
That's dope.
Since then till now, you know?
Yeah. So like, but like, before you even started doing music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like before you started doing music, you were listening to music. You're listening to rap. So what were you listening to before?
Yeah, who's your influences?
Yo. Let me think. Yo, I remember. The first album, like album I ever got. Yo, is that door open again?
No.
This got mad cold. But anyways. Okay. The first album I got, Lil Wayne, The Block Is Hot.
Ooh, The Block Is Hot. I remember
You know what I'm
that.
saying? That was like the first CD I got. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I remember when I was mad young.
Wow.
I like Nelly. I was mad young. I'm just thinking, going through my brain and shit.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, The Block Is Hot, you know, and shit. And then, like, you're coming up throughout
one.
middle school.
Bro.
When that shit dropped.
Carter
you know,
one?
Off top?
I would
Google
say
that.
2001 at the most, because I think Carter 2000.
So I gotta be like, I'm 2000. If 2001, I'm like 6.
Wow.
That's what I remember. So
Well,
I
you
guess
put
an
out
early
2
memory.
mixtapes at 15, so I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what, like,
Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Like hip hop in your blood.
I like all that classic shit, you know, like.
Are your parents
shit.
musical?
I got like straight Jamaican parents, you know. Like, you know, my dad got deported when I was really younger, you know.
Okay.
So, but like, they're just Jamaican. They listen to like my mom's now. She like all the gospel shit, you know. That shit.
Okay.
And my pops, he's like, you know, just straight like Ross vibes, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how that go, like the Roots vibes.
All right,
you know,
Roots.
like,
Bless.
Yeah.
My uncle actually, my pop's older brother, was a Roots artist like back in the days, and he's in the Reggae Hall of Fame and shit.
Oh,
His
wow.
name's Earl Zero and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, Soul Syndicate and shit.
Yeah.
So you have a family connection to this music thing, man.
Yeah, man. And you have even working with artists like Mac Miller, like doing production with, and Bishop Nuru. You know what I mean? Like R.I.P. Mac Miller.
Yes,
by the way.
R.I.P. Mac Miller.
Yeah, man. Like, how did that happen, man? Like, how did this connection?
Bishop shit.
Both with Mac Miller first, and then let's
with
talk
Mac
about
Miller. back when I did that shit with him, the Tripping Out, and even before that. God damn.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like,
my bad.
Shit.
Some police shit.
Yo, trust me, spotlight, like, yo, holy.
We just changed our lights, so for all the listening
Fucked up
audience.
my whole shit.
Holy fuck. Just punch a nigga in the face with some light, like,
Can
yo.
you chop that off? I'm playing.
Oh man, that
Damn.
was mean.
So so with Mac Miller.
Yo, I reached out to him before I remember he had like 8,000 followers on Twitter back then and shit. Like, I reached out to him. And then he started hitting me up for beats and shit. He hit me up and shit. And I remember when you did the first Smokers Club show in Toronto, and then he had came out and then we linked up in the physical. He was telling me like, yo, we're gonna shoot a video for it, whatever. This and the third. He ended up doing the video though, but fuck. But yeah, like that's how it came. Just networking and shit,
Yeah, man. And with Bishop Nuru.
Life changes, life stages, surrounded by devils and danger. Against my nature, I release the anger through the paper to make the hall that make the Hall of Famer.
He was in Baker's Club for a hot second.
Wow.
Yeah,
So Baker's Club,
he used to send me his shit.
Yeah.
And I used to just hit him up.
The basement and shit.
Yeah.
I woke up to this nigga's music playing. I'm like, yo, who is this? He's like, yo, give me a few minutes. I'll tell you in a few minutes. He's just like talking to him live, like real time and shit.
Yeah.
And he just broke it down to me. And I'm like,
I don't even remember that shit, but word.
Yeah,
but yeah, fuck. Same shit, man. Like.
Shout out to Bishop.
Just networking. And okay, Baker's Club. We have six letter in the building as well, right?
Yeah.
So okay, let's get to you for a quick moment here.
All right.
You rhyme as well, right?
100%. Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, so when did you start rhyming?
I started taking my shit seriously like 2010, so it's been like 8 years.
Okay.
Nigga, ain't that when we linked up?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And that was my first time like ever like recording and like putting music out, like putting a project together and like all of that shit,
Okay.
And he just so happened to be one of the people I reached out to because I had seen his video on I think it was World Star. I saw we didn't
Laying low shit.
No. What was the first one?
Right before the finish line.
I seen that on Facebook first, and then like not too long after that, I seen the Laying Low on World Star. I'm like, damn, that's the same nigga I seen on Facebook. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And I took it in. I'm like, this shit is hard. And the nigga was making his own beats, so like I had to reach out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ended up linking up, and the first day we met, we actually shot the video for that song that we did.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was the same
LV'd
same
up
day.
shit, and then they put that shit on World Star.
6 letter in this thing, what you know about it? I'm from Toronto, bitch, run and tell them hoes about it. I burn a lot of trees, 10th joint, finna out.
Too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we didn't even pay niggas to do that shit. We just sent it to them, and they're like, yo, this is...
Yeah.
So they just put it up. Dope. But that was my first project I was working on at the time. So that joint LV'd up ended up being on my first mixtape, and Raz was on that shit. So like that was like officially when I started 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you meet up with Raz so you guys could get in like the whole Baker's Club thing going on?
The Baker's Club
after
thing.
That shit. Oh my bad. Do you think?
Yeah, the Baker's Club thing. Like at first I wasn't in Baker's Club because I was already like in another situation and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it was just like I was always around him and like everyone else. So it was
Niggas
like,
just
it was
always
like a
see
family.
me around this nigga. They
Yeah,
just
so it's like
this
they just
right?
niggas thought I was in Baker's Club, but I wasn't until like 2012.
So break down the meaning of the Baker's Club.
He could do that for you.
Yeah. Where
Yo,
did
that
name
shit
come
just
from?
came from this rap line I had back in the day. You know what I mean? Because I did that. I made that shit when I was in like in the 9th grade, right? So I had some shit where I was like, all about the dough, welcome to the Baker's Club, some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on the music I was working on at the time, I was like, yo, that'd be a dope name for the mixtape, welcome to the Baker's Club. And then I was like, yo, that sounds like a dope name just for some shit, like Baker's Club, you know?
Yeah.
So it just stuck.
So my homie Brandon Shea at the time, that I was rapping with, I was like, yo, fam, like, this is it, like, it's me Baker's Club, like, it's just a Baker's Club thing, basically. And then, yeah.
history ever since.
Yeah.
But you gotta talk about P Black and Chill Will and Threats.
Yeah, and then
they were in Biggest Club before I was. Like,
so then
I was the last
again.
edition.
Like just like when I dropped that laying low shit, like mad niggas hit me up. I was just
There's a
doing
video
mad
by
at the
a
shit.
same
school.
time.
There's a video by the school. Or you're out front of the school or like,
Cakey.
Oh,
To my penis, rock paper, retro sneakers, blow speakers. Natural born leader, but I'd rather lead myself to the wealth and the green shit. High off these trees, picking.
that's cakey. Yeah, that's like 2 years after that.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah, because I've watched your stuff like the Beggars Club. I was familiar like the music, but like I have a bad memory for names. Like honestly, so like, I know there's other people in there that would rap.
But like that just stuck with you.
yeah,
Baker's
it's
Club.
the
you're
Baker's
like,
Club and his style
Yeah.
because I just seen he was on his own wave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just doing his own thing.
AZ.
What's up?
How'd you fucking hook up with AZ to do a track?
Some God body shit.
AZ's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Straight up, you know what I'm saying?
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's cool. My educator, Born King.
Okay.
You know what
Dope.
I'm saying? And fuck, you some God body shit. Like I had to write some new record and working off my new album. I was like, yo, I need one of the guys on this, you know. So I sent it to him, and I was trying to get it to Jay Electronica too.
Wow.
I'm trying to get some shit with him done, whatever. But that's a whole nother whatever. But boom. So yeah, so he was fucking with it. Sent the verse back. He's like, yeah,
Nice.
simple.
Dope.
Networking.
Yeah,
Once
man.
Again.
Networking is key. Networking
saying?
is
Again.
definitely key. Listen.
And again, you know, just on some God body shit, like, you know, like straight up.
Yeah. You know what? For the amount of different things that for you at a young age have
You've
gone through,
accomplished so much, like
And
at a young age. Like
the amount of
travel.
questions that we even have here, dog. We need to like do a fucking 2-part
Yeah, 'cause-
Raz Fresco fucking episode.
Basically, it's 11.
So slice it then, no.
No. But I got one more question for you. Okay. With everything that you've done, okay, and you know, actually, I got 2 more questions, and I'm gonna get a little bit personal. You posted something, no? Because okay, you posted something on your Instagram around your birthday time. You said that you got stabbed under the heart, right?
That was a year ago and shit.
Yeah. Like, what did that experience do to your focus with the music? Like, was that something that also helped with your drive with the music? Was it like what were you going through emotionally in that time?
Man, a whole lot of shit, dog. Fuck. But musically, let me really think, man. Yo, them times,
It's got stabbed under your heart.
them times I'm doing like I'm making music and shit, yeah. But fuck, bro. Like I said, like I'm just caught up in different shit. You know, I'm trying to get my guap up and shit. You feel me? So I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just on the road and shit. Fuck, you know what I mean? It was just back to business. Bro.
Yeah, well,
just trying to get this guap.
My whole thing is like the emotions, because I, you know,
Yo,
for my own person.
I'm not an emotional nigga.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to talk about emotions sometimes.
No,
you know
I
what
understand.
mean? I'm an Aquarius, so sometimes I can be emotionally detached at times. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a lot going on, you know, because the year before that, in the summer, I had my first son and shit. You know?
Congrats.
It's a different. Like, there's a whole lot of shit going on at the time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
me personally, I was just trying to, again, maintain a certain level of balance within myself and everything that I had going on. You know what I mean? The program, this, that, and the third. You know. And yeah, you know, just maintain my. You know what I mean? Just maintain on my program. You know.
Yeah. Biggest lesson that you learned with everything that you've gone through at such a young age?
It's simple. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, like, yo, knowledge is the foundation. So this, everything just comes down to awareness, you know. Like, that's one of just the main key things. Like, you know, whenever you're dealing with something, it's good to have a certain level of awareness of what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, whatever field, profession, activity, or you know what I mean, even a person. You know what I mean? Or going to a place, you know what I mean? Just everything in life, it's good to have a certain level of awareness. To have that awareness, you have to be, you know what I mean? Doing the knowledge of things and just taking things in, you know what I mean? Being aware of your surroundings, you know what I mean? And just having your eyes open.
Yeah.
All eyes, 3 eyes open. You know what I mean? Your mind, you know what I mean? And just, you know, that's just key. You know what I mean? You have to inform yourself. You know what I mean? Because when I talk about awareness, by being awareness, it means having the knowledge, being in the know. You know what I mean? So if you're dealing with music, you want to be in the know. You want to know what it is that you're dealing with. Study it. See what happens. You know what I mean? Who is the greats in the field that you're dealing with? You know?
Yeah.
Have the knowledge. You know what I mean? So you have a firm foundation on what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or else you might be able to get tricked into what you're dealing with. I mean, finesse. That's how you get finesse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Real
This is all
talk.
good knowledge right here.
Yeah.
That help people take in and apply.
Yeah. What do you got coming up next?
My boy 6 Letter just dropped his Beta 8 in a Hotbox project. It's fire. BigSlub.com. I'm dropping a Big Slub project. You know what I mean? Working on my new album, Deluxe Hill Figure Regalia.
Okay.
And yeah, I got a couple other things in the stash. And yeah, that's what it is. Pushing these new singles and shit that drop. You know,
Yeah.
the Cold Wave, you know, the Superhead.
Superhead's a dope track.
The hills, cause my new plug got a mansion. I need a rider, bitch, with that super soaker. I was really moving pounds, really whipping soda.
He was waiting for that one. He's like, yo, that shit
That's a big tune right there. Yeah.
Well, let's fuck up weed.
That's it.
Oh, she in love with me. You know what I'm saying? Word up.
So we got Raz Fresco in the motherfucking building, you know what I mean? And 6 Leather. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
One more
Quick question though before you go. How many members total in the Bakers Club?
6. Let these niggas know.
We got like 7.
7 official members.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the God number right there. You know what I'm saying?